This lecture session on leadership for Atmanirbhar Bharat through rural technology development and inclusive education. I would like to request Professor Manav Kumar Das, Chairman Partha Academy of Leadership and Professor of Mechanical Engineering, to welcome all the guests and give us a brief about this lecture series.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Khan. And let me welcome Professor Virendra Kumar Dijal to this monthly lecture series. This monthly lecture series is going on for past 2 years uninterruptedly. That's a good thing here. Professor Vijay is IREDA Chair Professor and is a professor at Center for Rural Development and Technology. Dr. Khan will give a brief introduction about Professor Vijay. So let me welcome Mr. Partha, who is the founder and also a permanent member of this Partha Academy of Leadership. Mr. Ghosh will be telling us about the mission and vision of this academy. Let me welcome Commander Jetli for this session. With these few words, let me hand over the mic to Dr. Khan and for the next.
Thank you,
Professor Das. Now let me request Dr. Partha Ghosh, the alumni of IIT Kharagpur and also the permanent member of the Board of Advisors Academy of Leadership in IIT Kharagpur, to share his thoughts on leadership for rural development and also about this academy and vision for this academy.
Thank you, Anupam. Thank you, Professor Das. Thanks to all of you who have joined this morning in Boston, evening in India, and I'm joining you at almost close to midnight from Japan. So firstly, I'm extremely delighted and honored to have among us Dr. Virendra Vijay, IIT Delhi, National Coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, a distinguished spiritual leader, and of course, totally committed to rural development. It's what an honor to be having you with us. As I always do, I would like to quickly introduce the purpose of the Academy of Leadership, why we believe in it, and why we think it's a very important movement, not only for our country, but for the world. And with that spirit, we have begun the Academy of Leadership. So just to give you a little bit of a brief view, we believe that the world is looking for, in fact, this evening I had a very interesting discussion with the leaders of Japanese government and corporates. I was out for dinner with them, and they were talking about the need for a leadership movement. And by the way, I spoke about the Academy of Leadership, and they're very, very eager to have a branch of the Academy Leadership in Tokyo. But the point I want to make that there is a worldwide, a tremendous appetite for a new leadership model, which is based on integration of Eastern and Western philosophy. Now, for me, having had the privilege to serve and work with many corporates and governments, I have worked almost in 36 different countries. I do believe that civilization has come to a point of inflection. And that's why wherever I go, there is a call that we need to develop great leaders. And what does that mean? It means people who could dedicate their life, dedicate their inner gifts for service of humanity 24/7, 7 days a week, so that the power of self-interest is submerged over the power to serve others. And that is the spirit that we are trying to build in the Academy of Leadership. So one thing that we believe that in the last 200 years, the model of leadership was based on zero-sum game, that someone has to lose for someone to win. For someone to win, someone else has to lose. What we believe in the Academy of Leadership is a plus-sum game. You win and I win, we win together, to make the world a better place. Now, we believe in it. Now, the leadership model that we are developing is to cultivate that spirit in each and every individual that we come across. So in that spirit, our leadership model that we have developed, which is called 3PI model, power of intellect, power of intuition, and power of interconnectedness, when they come together, irrespective of their titles, he could influence change as long as they believe in themselves, and in the process they can cultivate the self-confidence, selflessness, and in the process offer to the world the gift that God has given to each one of us. So that is Academy of Leadership all about, and particularly focus is on rural development, because 70% of our country lives in rural backgrounds, and leadership has to come from each and every village where people can find a meaning based on the ecosystem of that village. And by the way, that is what I see in Japan. I go to small towns and small villages, you see people are confident, they're doing their things, they're working 24 hours to celebrate their own ecosystem. So with that, I think today's session, which Dr. Virendra K. Vijay will lead, is extremely important, because we are talking about rural development, and rural development does not mean that we are developing someone who is in the rural areas. That is real India. That is the real spirit that we have to cultivate in building our country. So rural India is important India, and we who are living in big cities are perhaps more marginal people. The real people are the people who are living in the villages of India. So in that spirit, Dr. Virendra Vijay, I'm so glad that you have joined us, and let me pass it back to Anupam, to you, to take the session forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, let me introduce Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay. Professor Vijay is working as a IREDA Chair Professor at the Center for Rural Development and Technology in IIT Delhi. He is also the National Coordinator for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, a flagship program of the Ministry of Education, Government of India. Professor Vijay is actively engaged in cutting-edge research on energy technologies for developing the rural communities, and has made a great contribution to the academia, industry, and society through his research and education. He has worked in remote villages to find out alternate and sustainable source of energy from locally available resources. Professor Vijay has more than 30 years of teaching and research experience, published nearly 240 research articles in various journals and conferences, 10 books or book chapters, and 3 patents. For his contribution in developing biogas enrichment and bottling technology for rural sector, Professor Vijay was awarded with Prakriti Bharati National Award in 2005. Let me welcome Professor Vijay to deliver his lecture on leadership for Atmanirbhar Bharat through rural technology development and inclusive education. Professor Vijay.
Yeah. So thank you for inviting me to deliver my lecture on Partha Academy for Leadership. And I am thankful to the Partha Ghosh, Commander Jetli ji, Maharaj ji, and other people who are attending this program, and also all my participating institute which are taking part in this discussion and lecture, which is being disseminated through YouTube online. So I was approached by Commander Jetli that why not you make a presentation or have a discussion that how leadership can play a greater role in our development of villages in our society. And therefore, I thought this is the right platform where we can really need leadership quality in all those people which are far away from the approach governments and other people are taking up. So therefore, today I will share my slide and we try to discuss that how we can empower our society in rural areas through the efforts of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, through the individual efforts of many scientists and people who are working in rural areas and rural technologies, and how we can provide a sustainable livelihood solution to the people. Therefore, mostly now any educated person will be migrating from rural areas to urban areas. There is no place for educated people to stay in rural areas. So how we can hinder that? That people are having education should also live in villages so that they can contribute in their development, how they can get a good quality livelihood there itself. And in last 1 month, you might be aware about the situation in Delhi. It is unable to live because your whatever you are breathing, many of the people are facing problems. People are using air filters and masks and other things. So in November and December, for last many years, situation is very difficult in cities like Delhi due to the pollution and smog. So that is not the right place to stay. So how we can develop our villages so that people can stay there, they can get good quality livelihood, and then we can develop our society in such a way that what our Prime Minister is envisaging, that by 2047, how we can make a Viksit Bharat. So I will start sharing. दोबारा करना पड़ेगा.
It's okay, we can see that.
Yeah. Just a minute.
You can go in, display.
Display. How the Partha Ghosh Academy of Leadership at IIT Kharagpur can contribute for Unnat Bharat? That is a discussion which I would like to proceed today, so that all those who are attending this discussion, those who are participating in our lecture, can contribute for our society. And Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is a initiative by Government of India. The concept was given by IIT Delhi in 2014, and then it has taken a shape. IIT Delhi was the first to initiate this activity, that every higher educational institute in our country should have used their students and faculty members of surrounding villages. A cluster of 5 villages we generally recommend, and their students and faculty members contribute in their development. And when they are going to villages, they also learn that those farmers or artisans, though they are not educated, but the skill they possess, traditional understanding they have, the knowledge they possess is far better than the theoretical knowledge which our students and faculty members are having. So recently I sent a PhD scholar of our material science department to a village, and when he was discussing with an artisan of Kumar, potter, what the potter mentioned and discussed with, that how to use clay for making a pot, earthen pot, what temperature he should burn or kill should be utilized, what kind of kiln, and he found that the understanding of material is far better than in uneducated youth or the artisan than our PhD holder. When they are talking to farmers, they are having more understanding of environment, weather, when to cut, when to reap, what kind of pesticides and fertilizers are used. So therefore, their understanding and the skill which people are having, the wisdom people are having in our villages, should also reciprocate to our education system, so that they also learn so many things which are not available in books. So therefore, this is a flagship program for transforming higher education villages for self-reliant India or Atmanirbhar Bharat. And therefore, we are involving our students, faculty members, engineering, medical, agriculture, all colleges, and making some interventions in technology, in society, in social aspects, in management aspects, and through that, how we can make our country a Unnat Bharat. And therefore, the tagline of this program, Shikshit Bharat, Saksham Bharat, Swasth Bharat, Sampanna Bharat, or Atmanirbhar Bharat. So I will start with the model of development which the whole world is having for the last 200, 300 years. If I talk about 16th century, भारत सोने की चिड़िया कहलाता था, और हमारे पास हम इतने वेल्दी कंट्री थे कि India's contribution in global economy was more than 30%, more than one third, and therefore all these Portuguese, Britishers, Franceses came to India for doing business with Indians. But presently, the majority of developing countries looking towards West, and what model they are adopting, US and Western countries, European countries, and our exploiting all the resources, natural resources, and resulted into, you see what we say are today, pollution, climate change, unemployment, cutthroat competition, losing harmony in society and family members. So therefore, when we became IGN in 1909, Mahatma Gandhi came out with the Hind Swaraj model. He mentioned that Western model of centralized urbanization, highlighting issues like inequality, crime, ecological degradation, and he wanted that this vision should be utilized for India's development, and it should be self-sufficient village republics which promotes rural development using local resources, eco-friendly technologies to meet basic needs such as food, shelter, healthcare, energy, education. But now, in 2023, though our society is more than 5,000 years old, the India's view of development is realized in G20 summit, when India led the whole G20 countries, where all the head of the nations were here in Delhi. And now in 21st century, the theme is completely what India wanted, what Indian society is: one family, one earth, one planet, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Everyone is our brother. And what is our philosophy? Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुख भाग भवित। दुनिया में कोई भी आदमी हो, कोई भी प्राणी हो, कोई भी जानवर हो, कोई भी पेड़ पौधे हो, किसी को कोई परेशानी ना हो, ये हमारी फिलोसॉफी है, ये हमारी कल्चर है कि हर आदमी खुशी हो, प्रेम से रहे, सब साथ मिलकर रहें और इस दुनिया में सहभागी बने। एंड व्हाट रिसेंटली प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज रिटन टू मी दैट द फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम व्हिच यू आर ऑपरेटिंग, उन्नत भारत अभियान, the theme should be Atma गांव की सुविधा शहर की. It means all facilities which are available in urban areas should also be provided to rural areas, but the spirit of development, spirit of this technology should remain what we call soul of villages. In urban areas, we do not talk to each other, we don't have time to go to our friends, we don't even know the next door neighbor. But in rural areas, if anybody is ill, whole village will come to his house and ask, how are you? What is the problem? Can we facilitate? Can we help you something? Like that. So that culture of village should also remain like that. And whatever facility you create, infrastructure you create, modern facility you develop in villages should also have the spirit of our villages. Therefore, to move forward, looking towards the today's title, how we can make our country self-reliant or Atmanirbhar Bharat. So it can involve economy, infrastructure, technology, demography, demand creation, creating a strong demand-driven domestic market that supports the local industries. But ultimately, it is not only the money, it is not only the physical infrastructure, it is not only the development. It is also lies in our human personal development. What kind of development we believe, what kind of spirituality. Because the ultimate aim of life is unity of soul with the creator. So मोक्ष प्राप्ति हमारा उद्देश्य रहता है जीवन का. अगर आप मनुष्य बन के आए हैं तो आपके जीवन का अल्टीमेट उद्देश्य ये है कि आपको मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो, आप प्रभु से मिल जाएं. अदरवाइज देयर आर 42 करोड़ यूनिज और आप उसमें घूमते रहेंगे. So you see the Indian philosophy and culture. It provides you that nothing will be giving you satisfaction. Ultimately, the happiness will give you satisfaction. And how you get happiness, and that is not money, but that is linkages with the society, linkages with the brotherhood, and also how you help others. That is more important. So therefore, key ideas for rural and community engagement for Atmanirbhar Bharat, we can divide in some parts. That concept of Gram Swaraj by Mahatma Gandhi, which he created in 90-20, 920, that he emphasizes self-sufficient and autonomous villages at the time. But after independence, our policy makers were not taken his views because he was having the spirit of India. But we look towards West, that what Russia is doing, what America is doing, and we try to follow the Western philosophy. But his idea was promote the idea of local self-governance and self-reliance, and the approach of development should be bottom-top approach. But what we are now following is the top-bottom approach. Policies are made by the central government and from Delhi, IS officers, bureaucracy, and then it is reaching to bottom. But at that time, before independence, he said independence is half the struggle, but another struggle is how India can become self-reliant. Our villages can become self-reliant. So now time has come. If India has to become a developed country, India has to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047. After 100 years of our independence, we have to move in a different direction. And our Prime Minister, you might have observed in last 10 years, our diaspora all over the world, wherever country he is going, you see the respect Indians are having their high. Everybody, every country is asking that how India now, philosophy and culturally, India has to lead the world. And even you see the war between Ukraine and Russia, war between Gaza and Israel. Everybody asking that how okay only Prime Minister Modi can help. So lifestyle for environment. This was the another mantra which was propagated in G20 by Honorable Prime Minister, and we worked together for all the colleges and all the students. We had taken a place that in our lifestyle, in our activities, we will minimize the use of energy sources. We will, if we have to walk a kilometer instead of taking our two-wheelers or four-wheelers, we should conserve water, we should conserve air, we should conserve our resources, and encourage eco-friendly practices in daily life. Advocate for sustainable living methods to protect natural resources. And also our Prime Minister has made it local for vocal and vocal for local. So focusing on utilizing the local resources, promote local consumption and support for local markets, encourage local market creation to boost regional economies. This is not only sufficient, but this is key for development of our country and our rural areas. If you see, the country is having nearly 700,000 villages. How many cities? We are having only 100 big cities. We are having nearly 800 districts. But our villages number is 700,000. 7 लाख गांव हैं हमारे, खाली 800 जिले हैं, 100 बड़े शहर हैं. It means still India lies in villages. And therefore, creation of employment in rural areas is important. And nowadays, people are pivoting from their skill, because earlier, traditionally, heritage, their skill were automatically developed through their ancestors. But that movement is not there. Everybody is going to the school and then they shy away from their traditional activities. So there is skill, there is no skill. Even BA, BCom, BSc, BTech, education is there, but there is no skill in our students. So how to develop a skill? We are having a separate ministry now and National Skill Development Council and all other parameters have been initiated, but still it is not addressing the rural mass, which are already having many kind of skills of artisans, farmers, and many more. And also processing and value addition in rural areas, which facilitate processing agriculture, natural resources, promote value-added products to increase income for rural communities, and sustainable production system for the farming, support for train and farmers in many ways, organic farming, motivation for students to identify local needs. So in National Education Policy 2020, which has revamped our education, our primary education mainly on mother tongue. So earlier the primary education was there in English, and many English schools came up across the country, even in villages, and they were trying to feed our students, and creativity was finished in our children. But now again a new movement is taking, sir, that how India can become a developed to start a 2 credit course on community engagement and social responsibility due to our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan efforts, and also encourage practical problem solving for community benefits. And if we see the significance in inclusive education, the new education policy, there is a national credit framework. Yesterday only the government of India, UGC chairman has decided that even generally the undergraduate degrees for 3 years or 4 years, now you can reduce that period. You can, if you are able to do it in 2 years, if you are able to do in 2.5 years, if you are able to do in 1.5 years, you can do your degree. Also, if you are able to do 1 year study in your time and then again you get a job and you can move to another place after 2 4 years or 5 years or 10 years, you get your credit accumulated and then again you do the remaining courses and get your degree. So the foundation of a particular time period and particular coursework and particular place is now, that restriction has gone. So new education policy, you are, if anywhere in the country, you are in Delhi tomorrow, you are in Bombay, you can do your courses there, any university. The national credit framework will accumulate your credits and then you can obtain a degree. Therefore, the empowerment and skill development and also the integration of initiative like Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which aligns with the national education policy to promote community-based learning and practical experiences to be shared in our during the education process itself, is very important to develop our country, a developed country, and Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I can give some examples. During the 75 years of our independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is celebrated on 15th August 22, and it has formed a Pradhan Mantri Gramin Atmanirbhar Bharat Authority and was established under chairmanship of Prime Minister himself, functioning under unique identification authority of India, and expert with grassroots experience were appointed as members and key positions assigned to the executive officers. We also had one this Atmanirbhar Rural Economic Zone, which is entrepreneurs at village and block levels, and at 2-3 block clusters level to encourage entrepreneurship among the children and youth. Also, the partnership collaboration between the central government, state government, gram panchayats, cooperatives is emphasized, and ensuring implementation through partnership, forward and backward linkages, and enhanced connectivity between them. So the cultural and national goals, the initiative integrates Indian culture, heritage, spirituality, nationalism, and the vision Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. Recently, we had seen a Tamil Sangam in Varanasi, Kashi, and it was Kashi Sangam. Whole bulk of artisans, artists came from Tamil Nadu to Varanasi, Kashi, and stayed there for many days and demonstrated their culture, their Bharatnatyam, many instruments of vocal and many things. And now across the country, people from one place is moving to another place in Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, and during the education process themselves, and it is now spreading their cultural and ethos to other states. This implementation of Prime Minister Rural Self-Reliance India scheme and भारत प्रधानमंत्री ग्रामीण आत्म भारत योजना के क्रियान्वयन के बाद, you see this in Pradesh, we are having 773 districts, more than 6,000 blocks, and in every state, Gaon card, Parivar card they have made, and this Atmanirbhar Rural Economic Zone, every district is having 2, 3, 4 blocks, and they are coming together for this. And Gramin Atmanirbhar Bharat Seva Kendra, and at every village level, there are many support B2C and G2C, government to citizen and business to citizen, services at the village level implemented in private and cooperative sectors. So these are the few initiatives which are now really making some impact in our rural areas. So now Now I'm coming to whatever I informed you, coming to directly Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. What is this program? So Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is inspired by the vision of transformational change in rural development processes by leveraging knowledge institutions to help build the architecture of an inclusive India with experiential learning in students and teachers of higher education institutions. Presently, we are having nearly 55,000 colleges in the country. We are having 7 lakhs villages. We are having 2.5 lakhs gram panchayats. And nearly more than 4 crore students in higher education system. So how to engage all these students in their skill development, connect with the society. So the objective is to engage faculty and students of higher education institutions in understanding our rural reality or community reality, and those who are in metros, they take their nearby slums and work for their development. But those who are near villages, they go to villages and work for their development. To innovate science and technological solutions to resolve local challenges through technology development and customization, for which we are having subject expert groups of various subject experts, and many experts are giving advice and mentoring them to leverage the knowledge resource of the institution to devise process for effective implementation of various government. And the mission is reorientation of our academic curricula, research programs in alignment with the needs of our community, knowledge interventions suited to local needs through efficient natural resource management, and convergence among educational institutions, Panchayati Raj institutions, district administration, voluntary organizations, and grassroots for effective planning and field implementation. And our ethos are, when you are a teacher, you are going to a village, you need not to say that you are a professor, you are going in tie and suit and boot. No, you should sit with the farmers, you should have a cup of tea, and we have to win the trust of the people. Then only it is successful of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Otherwise, if you show that we are having the knowledge, we are the professors, and you don't have knowledge, no, we will say that you are also having knowledge, we are also having some bookish knowledge. Let us interact together, let us take advantage of each other. Interaction and cross learning will take place, and that will also help the development of our villages. So I'm not going in details of this, but we started in 2014 as a national this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program. IIT Delhi has given the concept, and then ministry said that why not only IIT Delhi? It should be the program for the whole higher educational institution. And today I am happy to share with you that today we are having 50 regional coordinating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. In every state we are having 1, 2 or 3. In a small state 1, but in bigger state 2, 3. Like Uttar Pradesh, IIT BHU, IIT Kanpur and Dayal Bagh University, Agra. These are the 3 regional coordinating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. In West Bengal, IIT Kharagpur and NIT Durgapura is the 2 regional coordinating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, which are mentoring our participating institute and others. So we are having 14 subject expert groups, and every subject expert group is coordinated by a different institution, like water resource management, IIT Kharagpur, solid waste management, IIT Madras, ethos in technical education, IIT Bombay, artisans and livelihood, IIT Kanpur, capacity building, National Institute of Rural Development, Hyderabad. Likewise, we are coordinating these 14 subject expert groups. We had collaboration with many ministries and organizations. We are having nearly 4,000 colleges, part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and nearly 18,000 villages working with us, covering about 600 districts and all the states and union territories. How we do that community engagement model for students under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, when any college who wants to become part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, there is a online portal, unnatbharatabhiyan.gov.in, and they have to show their interest by 3 things. That the head of the institution has to write that we are interested in this program. This particular professor will be the coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan activities, and then they have to inform the bank details of program, and they have to take 5 villages around them, and these 5 villages they have to inform the district collector of that area, of that district. So once they submit online proposal mentioning 5 villages, then every month we are having a meeting with the Honorable Secretary of the Ministry, and then we select that, okay, these are capable institutions, these are colleges, we approve them, and then we provide a little seed grant to initiate their activities. So 10,000 rupees per village per institute one time. For 5 villages, we are providing, transferring 5,000, 50,000 rupees to these colleges, and they start activities, taking their students to the villages and to the Nitpul. So we call it village Adhyan, study of village. Then the students do household survey, village survey, they identify their problems, try to find out appropriate solutions and customize them, and then plan a village development plan or Gram Panchayat development plan and try to implement it. So recently in Parliament, Honorable Minister, there was a question by the Honorable Member of Rajya Sabha, and the Honorable Minister has replied that. So what he mentioned about Unnat Bharat, I would like to. Honorable Minister has mentioned that उन्नत भारत अभियान विकसित भारत की ओर जाने के लिए विशेषकर उच्च शिक्षण संस्थाओं में पढ़ने वाले विद्यार्थियों के मन में समाज के प्रति समर्पण भाव जागृत करने और जन आकांक्षाओं व लोक समस्याओं के प्रति संवेदनशील बनाने तथा उनके हल खोजने का अभियान है, एंड इसी में काम करते हैं. और ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज मेंशन्ड दैट ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग रूरल विलेज livelihood through science and technological interventions, women empowerment, sustainable food and water production system. Vocal for local is the theme of development of our villages, and he has mentioned, I would like to read, that when it comes to development of our rural areas, we believe in Atma Gaon ki Suvidha Shahar ki. Facilitate that empower aspirations and boost ease of living and reaching villages and serving the people. And he mentioned that the Amrit Kal of next 25 years is an opportunity to march ahead with the new resolve to realize the vision of a developed India in which education and rural development play key roles. So what he mentioned is that in our development process, the development of India, Viksit Bharat, there are two things important. One is rural development, another is education process. And these both the things are addressed by this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program. So therefore, it is very important by in the next 10 years how Unnat Bharat Abhiyan implemented in the country. And recently, Nabha Times in Delhi has came out with a story on Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, गाँव को संवार रहा उन्नत भारत अभियान, और कैसे how it is working, how it is impacting our villages, and how colleges are involved, how students are motivated and changing their mindset towards society is an important outcome of this whole program. And Honorable Prime Minister, Rashtrapati, President of India has released our success story booklet in 2022 at IIT Delhi, or Honorable Minister has given the first copy of this booklet of success stories of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan to Honorable Prime Minister of India. And CSIR, we are having a MOU with CSIR, a repository of about 82 CSIR technologies created based on the framework of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan template. And these technologies which are relevant to rural areas are being trained by CSIR labs across the country. And our participating institutions are working in the direction of nearby villages and how technology is reaching to villages. So the vision for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan by next 20 years or 25 years, all 2.5 lakhs Gram Panchayats, 55,000 colleges or 60,000 colleges will be covering, and no village will be left behind where the college students will not be approaching the development process. So we are having UGC 7 master trainer universities which are teaching the faculty members in this community engagement and social responsibility of the regions of that area. And these are the few examples where students have shown that how we can contribute towards village livelihood generation, income generation. And I would like to mention here that in last 4-5 years of our program, in many states, many villages, students have shown that per family income in the villages becomes 1.5 or 2 times in many villages in the country due to the efforts of our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan colleges and their students. So this is just showcase that how students are across the country, across the region are participating in development activities, livelihood generation activities, providing technological solutions. And this Tech for Seva, the Wheels Global Foundation, and we are working together for a Tech for Seva portal in which we will try to collect all the technologies which have been developed in past 75 to 80 years in ICR, CSIR, BARC, ISRO, and then whatever problem statement students are preparing in their villages, they will find the solutions. Otherwise, they will work on it and try to appropriate solutions, find out appropriate solutions which can be implemented in the villages. So this will be a national portal which will be helping problem statement identified by our students in the villages and try to find out solutions for implementation in the villages. So I'm not going in details, but I would like to note that in 2018, Honorable Secretary of Ministry of Education on our request has written to all IITs to create a center to need for establishing Center for Rural Development and Technology in all IITs. And I am happy to share that in addition to all old IITs, nearly 7-8 new IITs have also created Center for Rural Development and Technology or in other names also and contributing towards their villages and so. So in conclusion, I would like to mention the leadership is required to be created at village level, Gram Panchayat level, block and district level and state level for holistic development, quality livelihood and sustainable technologies as per 21st century's development goals. And Partha Academy can help it in achieving these nationwide goals for Atmanirbhar Bharat. So there is a bigger responsibility on Partha Ghosh Academy of leadership that how you are able to cater the leadership across the country for the development of this nation. Leadership should also be developed in technical education system for technologies that are environment friendly. So we do not pollute our environment, our nature, our resources in the way what in last 100 years we did. The principles of Indian culture and spirit should be promoted for societal harmony through leadership. And here also we should find out some ways how this leadership academy can help. And now we are 140 crore people. Capacity building of human resource for quality production system. Har haath ko kaam be promoted through leadership is need of the hour. अगर लोगों को बच्चों को काम नहीं मिलेगा, यूथ को काम नहीं मिलेगा तो उनका फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगा. Therefore, it is also role of leadership that हर हाथ को काम मिले. So in next 10 years, every village should be connected to some higher educational institution through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and we can contribute. The Vivekanand said, education isn't only collection of information, but something more meaningful. Education should be man-making, life-giving, and character building. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay ji. So nice of you, Virendra Vijay. Anupam, you want to say anything or straight away should go for Q&A?
Yes, sir, please go ahead. I just
Okay, fine. So first of all, thanks Virendra Kumar Vijay ji for excellent presentation and opening our eyes about what you are doing through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in the villages through higher education institutes. I just want to ask you, before I open the floor to the other people, you said we have UBA village is working with 17,991 villages.
Yeah.
That comes to just less than 3% of the villages we have connected with. Now,
Yeah.
how do you plan to scale up? It needs to be scaled up at a very faster pace during next
Yeah.
years if we really want to achieve the
Yes,
Viksit Bharat. 3%
One of
से
the major
सीधा
thing is-
100%.
Yeah. हमारा जो budget है, you see, earlier we were having about 10 crore rupees per year budget. Now, because of the constraints of in the government, the ministry has reduced to only 4.5 crore rupees this year, and I am unable to expand my network. So I requested ministry to kind of issue me some more budget so we can reach out to more colleges. So UG chairman, AICT chairman and ICR chairman has written to all the universities in the country to join Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, but there is a constraint with me that I am unable to expand. But the target is in the next 10 years. Yeah.
I have a suggestion. See,
Yeah.
many government universities, government institutes, and even many private institutes, I don't think they really need funds to get attached with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Many of them may be ready to get connected with you and start working in the nearby villages, even without expecting a single penny, because they also have got their CSIR responsibility.
Taking your idea, and certainly I would now start opening and adding our institution without providing any support to them.
Yes,
that will be nice.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
And second is, now Partha Ghosh Academy has its own, the style of working. We can probably, because one of your job is motivating the students.
Yes.
And then motivating the village leadership also. So probably Partha Ghosh Academy and your Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, we can get into some sort of MOU and start contributing in your efforts.
That will be very nice. Yeah.
That I think we should try to
welcome
explore.
that. Yeah.
Another question from somebody.
Ghosh,
yeah, there is one question which has come from someone. Like you have got some 82 CSIR technologies, then Tech for Seva is working, and many other things. Have you found a solution to this Parali problem, which is creating a lot of pollution in Delhi?
Yeah. So we tried to get out some issues and problems, solving some problems. Even in IIT Delhi, we find out 2-3 solutions. But when it coming to the grassroots level, still it needs to be more technically advanced, and it should be useful to the society, the farmers. So it may take some time, but we are certainly working on this.
Okay. And there is one question from one gentleman, Surendra Jangu. He wants to know whether the skilled workers who get good jobs in the cities, will they like to go back to the villages to work?
If you are able to provide good quality system in villages, like your healthcare, your education system, your entertainment system, then automatically everyone would like to stay in the villages. Why he will stay in the polluted cities?
Correct. I think very good. Now the house is open for anybody to ask any question, please. Just switch on your video and ask question. Arun Kumar, okay. Kapileshwar Mishra ji, can you ask? Unmute.
Please raise your hand so that I can unmute yourself.
Yeah, they have raised their hands. Arun Kumar, Kapileshwar Mishra, BC Mal, please unmute them.
हाँ बताइए.
Hello. Am I audible? BC Mal?
Yes.
Okay. My camera is unfortunately not working, it seems. So I'm Professor BC Mal. I'm a retired professor and head Agriculture and Food Engineering Department of IIT Kharagpur and retired vice chancellor of 2 universities. Okay, I live at Kharagpur now and keep on visiting the villages where I was born. Actually, that is called Jungle Mahal, West Midnapur, Paschim Midnapur. It's a very much remote area. And what I find, I try to do a little bit work at my personal level there. So, Honorable Prime Minister in 2023 announced that free food will be given to 80 crore population of the country. And in addition, from the state government, the people of Jungle Mahal, they get additional food. So what I find is that most of the people at a lower level, lower status, they are not working at all. They are not interested in work. They are getting the free food. Only few lady workers are seen there trying to do something. The males are not working. Rather, they are drinking the country wine more and more. And that's what I find. And that's what is happening actually. Because I go and stay there sometimes 10 days, even 14 days I stayed in the month of October. And I plan to go in the next week. And then I have built a small house there so that I can live and talk to them and then do something.
Fine, sir.
Maybe nothing is working.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Virendraji, any solution to this?
Yeah. I have answer to your question that now the political system has to think instead of free wise, how we can build capacity in our youth and people of this country. Otherwise, what will happen if we start distributing free of cost the
Anupam ji.
मिश्रा जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Yeah, can't hear you, Mishra. Okay, Arun Kumar ji को भी unmute कीजिए.
Yeah, Arun Kumar ji is unmuted.
Yeah, please go ahead, Arun. Arun Kapileshwar.
Kapileshwar ji is also unmuted.
Maybe that you also have to unmute at your laptop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Khurana is raising hand. Yeah.
Okay, Khurana sir को unmute कीजिए. DN Khurana ji.
Done.
Sir, we can't hear you. There is some, I think, system problem. Okay, fine. Okay, one more thing is, Virendra Kumar ji, I will just give another offer to you. There is an organization called Youth for Nation.
Yes.
Youth for Nation. We have got around 1,000 people connected with us. 50% of them are retired defense officers.
Okay.
They are spread all over India. In all these states, we have chapters. Kindly make use of them also to motivate the students as well as the villagers.
Certainly.
I can connect
Recently,
them also with you.
My mic is okay now.
Khurana
Can you
sir,
hear me
please.
now?
Please, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir, please.
Professor Sahab, thank you very much for a very enlightening talk that you gave. I have 2 points to make.
बताइए, yeah.
One, you said that, we should have the villagers or the students passing out of colleges, etc., stay back in the villages. You don't want them to come to the... Already, I think Commander Jetli has touched on that. I think it's not all that simple. You got to give them jobs. They just don't want... Let me please finish.
Yeah.
So what we need is to take jobs there and not give them entertainment or free this and free that. So what is required, I think if your organization could put in a bit in your charter, that we should identify those villages to start with, which are easily accessible to power, to roads, to raw materials, and encourage the industry to go there. It could start with public sector, but we should encourage the private sector. That's my first point. My second point is that today our students, it's a wonderful thing I heard you saying that you send students there and they spend some time and sort the problems. But don't you think the time has come now? It should be compulsory for every student, maybe at the undergraduate level or beyond, to do an internship of minimum 6 months rural service. It's no use going there for about a month or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, go around and tell people what's wrong with them. They know what is wrong with them. But what we need to do is to solve those issues, to develop their own leadership. So I think a point could be taken up by your organization at the highest level that you have access.
Yeah, through what you have mentioned, already the AICT has started 100 hours rural internship for all BTech programs in the country. So all engineering colleges are now sending students for 100 hours of rural internship in the villages.
Professor,
and also,
I have been on the AICT Council for a number of years, not now. You see, our problem in India, as you would agree and you've been saying right through your talk, is execution. When it comes to execution, we only do, ticking the blocks. Ye bhi ho gaya, ye bhi ho gaya, ye bhi ho gaya. What we need to do is these guys should go and stay there, not go there in the morning, stay that they have a lunch with some pradhan or somebody there, get themselves photographed and come back. I'm sorry, I'm being rather harsh about it. But what we need to do is make people stay there, and it should be compulsory to get a credit, 6 months or something, I don't know, period can be worked out. But please try and get this incorporated, these two issues that I've mentioned to you.
This has been already promoted by University Grant Commission as well as AICT. And what we are trying to convince our students that you have to win the confidence of our people in villages. Only going in the morning and coming back in the evening is not the solution. But you sit with them, act with them, regularly visit them, and in their happiness and their problems and issues, then only you will win the confidence of the people, and then only they will come out with what they want.
I'm sorry, VK, if I might with the supplementary.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Professor
sir.
Sir, what I am trying to make a point is it should be mandatory for them to earn a credit, to earn a credit so that they can get their degrees. And not just, we should encourage them and so on and so forth. Let's make it mandatory.
So
Thank you.
we will try to convince the UGC and AICT, but because they have limited time, limited access, resources, therefore making mandatory is not an easy job.
ये थोड़ा seriousness लेना होगा सर इस job में. That's all. Basically seriousness. Okay. Last question from Arun Kumar ji, if you can.
Sir. Dr. Kapileshwar Mishra from IIBM, Kansbahal, Rourkela, sir. Recently, I have taken the charge of directorship here. And when sir was telling about UGC actually one program I have attended it was delivered by
Kapileshwar, quick question please, quick question. Okay. We are running out of time.
उसी में actually वो राजेश टंडन जी बता रहे थे कि now UGC is trying, AICT is also trying for community-based participatory research. जो होगा research so community-based. But let me tell you, sir, here actually it is an industrial belt. People are suffering from pollutions and water problems. So many problems nearby villages, what I have seen here. So we can involve the students with your guidance and support, and along with the Partha Ghosh and Commander Jetli is also there. So we can take some of the programs, sir. And I request all of you, sometimes you can visit also. It is an L&T promoted institute, sir. L&T, SAIL and Government of Odisha. So we can take up some of the programs, sir. Anybody can welcome.
Sure.
Thank you, Kapil. Arun, last question, please. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay, fine. Thank you very much then. We have already overshot our time. Professor Manav, please go ahead for your vote of thanks. Mr. Manav Das, are you there?
No, he is not available.
Okay, fine. Okay, let me do that formality in that case. If Manavji is not there, I think some system problem probably there. Mr. Manav Das, Anupam, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Manav Das, laptop?
No, he has joined from another room. So you can go ahead.
Okay, fine. Let me convey my sincere thanks to Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay ji and all those who attended. I tell you the job which they are doing is really excellent. I'm really delighted that on this platform he consented to talk to all of us and gave his vision, how beautifully they are doing it. But at the same time, I'm very thankful to the people who asked difficult questions, including General Khurana sir. Yes, a lot of seriousness has to be brought into this. Many times we are doing, as he said it very correctly, I agree, we do just a tick mark. Tick mark. So we have to go beyond that. We have to cultivate that interest in the minds of the people that it is our duty that we work for the villagers and bring up their standard, improve their payment, etc. everything. So with that, I convey my thanks to each and everybody who attended the program today and to the organizers. Professor Manav Das, I am doing your job. Vote of thanks. Please, last word from your side. We were waiting for you. Please go ahead. Now I can see you. So Manav, are you able to hear me? No, I think he has laughed. Okay. In that case, thank you very much, everybody. So nice. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.